Welcome to Moscow, the capital of Russia, for the 2013 Silkway Rally, the 5th anniversary event of this successful rally raid adventure. Fighting for victory in the car section. Boris Gadazin returns after his 2012 victory, but with a new car to fight against World Cup leader Jean-Louis Schlesser and SMG boss Philippe Gache back at the wheel after 4 years off. Irat Mardiev carries the 300 plate on the side of his Kamaz, signifying his victory last year, while teammate Eduard Nikolaev will run a brand new machine for the Blue Army. Alice Lopez will be the challenger.
Да, действительно, гонка красива за счет своей географии. Мы пересекаем разные зоны географические, которые интересны для участников, и маршрут специально выбран таким, чтобы участники каждый день видели новые пейзажи, новые картины. Кроме того, мы постарались сделать в этом году гонку намного труднее, намного сложнее, чем предыдущие выпуски.
The route then begins in Moscow with a long liaison to Tambov for the first day, and then the fight begins around the battlegrounds of Volgograd and Astrakhan. There'll be a single day to Elista, but then back to Astrakhan for the final couple of stages. The terrain varies.
Автомобиль, на котором подъехал Борис. Одновременно он является и конструктором этого замечательного.
The first day of competition would be from Tambov to Volgograd. Over 374-kilometre route of off-road terrain split into 2 parts. Drivers would be aboard for nearly 10 hours. Christian Lavier is here, laying down his chances in the old Tsuzuki, despite being the most experienced driver in the field. Experience doesn't fix problems though, and 250 kilometres in, the Nissan-powered machine stopped, losing an hour and a half. Jean-Louis Schlesser took third on day 1. Perhaps surprised by the pace of the slow Gadazin followed, he lost 4 minutes early on in the day, then stopped and then Gache the Silvio car and dropped into their dust, losing 9.5 minutes by the end.
Vraiment, c'était difficile. La navigation était très difficile. Et puis il faisait chaud. Donc on voulait voir si tout fonctionnait bien. Et voilà, on est arrivé à bon port sans problème.
The stars of day 1 in Russia were Vladimir Vasiliev and Philippe Gache. A small navigational error late in the day meant the G-Force driver finished just under 3 minutes back in second position. A good start though, with Gadzin's old machine. And so's the winner. 4 years out of the season, he is an untried buggy. Philippe Gache proved exactly why the SMG machine is the car of choice. The car ran strong and he attacked when needed today in 5.5 hours.
Ça fait plaisir, mais franchement, on ne va pas se laisser griser. On n'est pas venu pour gagner la course. On ne va pas se gêner si on peut. Mais franchement, on est vraiment venu avec des idées de tests, d'essais, de choses à valider qui ne marcheront pas d'ailleurs. Donc il n'est pas impossible qu'on ait des ennuis. Ça, c'est le jeu, hein, on est venu pour ça. Donc on va essayer de ne pas se laisser griser par le jeu sportif, même si on est très content d'être en tête du rallye, bien sûr.
For the first time, 2 well-known bike veterans will tackle an off-road rally together in a 4-wheel drive machine. Jacek Chassor and Marek Dabrowski will experience a new feeling on this year's Silkway Rally.
You know, Jacek always was very good navigator, and he was choosing very well the way, and he is very patient, and maybe it is good that he will show the way of the car when we go, and I will be just driving. You know, we were riding like one rally, and it was very nice rally for us, and the pilot is very important person, is the head of the crew, so we choose Jacek. He's older and very responsible, so he will be the pilot.
Teraz będzie to wyglądało, że to ja będę dużo mówił.
I will talk a lot because I have to talk.
To nie mówiłem za dużo.
Maybe this will be a problem for me because I'm used to doing the navigation silently. But since we've known each other for 25 years and we've ridden motocross and enduro, we've done a lot of kilometers together all around the world. We've talked all the time together and never argued, so it should be nice.
As much kilometer we do before Dakar, the better the crew will be and the car for Dakar.
We have to keep our roles in order to be the best and on top of the Dakar. I need to be the best navigator as possible, Marek the best driver. We will not change the rules and be professional. Alex Lopez has a brand new truck and naturally didn't push very hard in the early part of the first day. His consistency has won him rallies in the past, so this approach to his new Tatra should work. The Diaz truck is not one we normally see fighting in front, but on day one here in Russia, it was particularly good for Garrison and Valtra. The little Czech machine ran as high as second, after 15 minutes by the end. As expected, Kamaz were at the front, but surprisingly it was Anton Shibalov who won the stage, the best possible way to show his value to his boss. Leg 2 of the rally will be a 480-kilometre loop stage around the city of Volgograd. Heat intense, so the day will be tough. Volgograd is known by another name, Stalin, the site of one of the most iconic battles of World War II. Over 5 months, the city was under constant occupation and attack from the Nazis. Kurgan, the highest point in the city. Today, it remains a symbol at the centre of remembrance. A man falling statue watching over the city. Hopes of a rally win for Eduard Nikolaev disintegrated on day 2. The newly developed Kamaz stopping with engine problems.
Подняли кабину, завели двигатель, погазовали и увидели вот такой дефект на новом двигателе от вибрации. Ну, еще, конечно, разбираемся. Произошла такая поломка.
Irat Mardiev didn't fare much better either. He ignored a slow puncture at the start of the stage and finally let go at 150 kilometers per hour. He was lucky to continue, but did lose 20 minutes. With a day full of issues for most of the drivers in the truck class, the one who faltered least would be the victor, and indeed it was the case. Andrei Karganov lost 40 minutes on day 1, but took a 13-minute win over Mardiev.
Ну, эмоции только сейчас, наверное, появляются, потому что я от вас это услышал, что я победил на этапе. Вот, все поздравляли, но я не понимал, с чем, сказали, что хороший результат.
So let's start.
2013.
So
Let me introduce our new baby. We call it Queen 69 because we call it like a female because it's a female. It's a Tatra, so it means that she.
Let's undress Queen 69 then and learn more details about the truck.
First, let me show you. We have the new shock absorbers FRT, which we are producing together with Mr. Ferenc, the great Slovakian guy, and those shock absorbers bring us in a different level. I fully believe because this is something different that we were using before, and we have also new transmission, as you can see downstairs, and also the new really powerful engine MKR, which is a great engine, and right now I'm settled down to learn how to drive such a powerful truck. I fully believe that one day we can make a nice position. Maybe we can take some even podium stage, but for the overall I'm not thinking yet because it's really a brand new truck and I know that a lot of small things we will still discover. We are really proud that we have such a queen in our team, but what we don't have is the jacuzzi, yeah, as you can see. So we are still really missing.
Polish ski jumping superstar Adam Małysz had a solid day as best of the overdrive Toyotas in 6th spot. But like on day one, he dropped 20 minutes to lie 40 minutes down. Roland Chameau's day was miserable. With a penalty for having an assistance team work on this car at the start of the stage, this water splash then destroyed his engine. He may have got the locals to tow him out, but it'd be race over for the SMG buggy. Jean-Louis Schlesser could only manage 4th after a cautious approach to the traffic and dust. With the trucks starting in between the cars, he complained visibility was dangerous. Early on today, and then catching past the Kamaz trucks, with the fastest overstayed by 5 minutes. That takes the rally lead. Leg 3 of the rally headed to the River Volga and its mouth with a Caspian Sea. It's a 486 route with varied terrain and beautiful landscapes to finish in Africa. Produce comes in the form of fish and sea creatures in the Astrakhan. Some familiar, some dried, some salty, and then there's expensive, local speciality. There was not much to smile about with the Kamaz team and Anton Shimmer. He broke his universal joint and therefore lost drive to his 2 wheels. His teammate Dmitry Sotnikov stopped to help him, but didn't have a spare. Sotnikov, who carried most of the spares for the leading truck, carried on to be 3rd of the day. His aid, though, was needed later on in the stage. Karganov, leader of the rally, suffered a blown engine. We've had a problem with the engine. There was a knocking noise in the motor, so we stopped. We got out and we saw running oil from the sump. So we need to work out what's happened. Shibalov had a donor for his missing joint. Gratitude was he towed Karganov out of the rally. Thankfully for Kamaz, there was still one strong member of the Blue Army left. Irat Mardiev set the pace from the front and took stage victory by well over 20 minutes to his nearest rival. With the remarkable happenings of the teammates, he now leads the rally already by 1 hour.
Все хорошо, первые 250 километров проехали очень быстро, была скоростная трасса. И остальная уже половина, вторая половина была очень такая сложная, много бездорожья, постоянная долбежка, физически очень выматывала.
Yaroslav Valtra in the Liaz truck has been a well-known top 10 finisher of Dakar and Silkway events. But he's never run so high as 4th on 3, which puts him firmly in the top 5. Third of the day was Siari Vyazovic, amazingly second now in the overall standings in the MAS truck. Having finished the first Dakar at the beginning of the year, he really could be a man to watch come the end. So after 3 stages, Mardiev with that 1 hour and 8-minute lead over Vyazovic, Sotnikov, Valtra and Shibalov fighting over the 3rd position. Came into the day 30 minutes down, he'd leave 2.5 hours.
К сожалению, на переднем редукторе открутился хвостовик, поэтому нам пришлось остановиться для ремонта. Сейчас хвостовик либо прикрутим обратно хвостовик, поедем дальше на полном приводе, либо снимем кардан и поедем назад. Ничего страшного. Интересная гонка.
While Gadazin worked on his car, Christian Lavier passed him in the soft sand and then displayed how not to do it. He lost another hour and a half in the overall fight, digging himself out. So to those who fared better, and rally leader Vladimir Vasiliev struggled to lead the stage, but the G-Force driver passed the winning team of the Cross Country World Cup last year, finished 3rd car on the road and 4th car. The day was long and tested concentration to the maximum for all the drivers welcome to the team. In comparison to Maris's old job, it couldn't be more different to throwing yourself off the side of the cliff.
Ja myślę, że bardzo dużo to też od pilota zależy, dlatego że jak pilot dobrze dyktuje, to kierowca też tam jedzie. My sporo jeździmy, także ja się cieszę, bo duże robię postępy i to jest dla mnie najważniejsze.
battle would have been very close. Less than a minute separated both buggies all day. Once again, Schlesser blamed the truck dust for not pushing harder, but he's now just 9 minutes off the rally lead.
3 étapes, 3 vainqueurs différents, c'est ça?
3 different winners of 3 days, yes.
Voilà, bah c'était sympa. Right? Aujourd'hui, on a fait une belle spéciale extrêmement difficile. Je ne dis pas ça parce que je l'ai gagné, mais vraiment très très dur physiquement.
So there's the gap between the two Frenchmen at the top. Vladimir Vasiliev not out of it yet. Mawish an hour down, and Firsov in the top 5 for the first time. Day 4 was shortened. The planned 535-kilometre route was thought too demanding for competitors in the 37-degree heat, and therefore they'd stop at CP2. We've headed west from Astrakhan to Chess City, Elista. This is the capital city of the Kalmykia and home to the Golden Temple, which has a huge Buddha as its centerpiece. Commissioned by the 14th Dalai Lama, it's the largest Buddha temple in Europe. The day's main story is the demise of the rally leader, Gash. His new for 2013 SMG Buddy had really been exceeding itself up to the 184-kilometre point where it stopped.
We came here to push everything over the limit, and that is what we've done.
The gearbox was already over mileage, so we don't really regret anything. It's just the way it is. With Gash out of the running, it should have paved the way for an easy run for Jean-Louis Schlesser. But the fight is never predictable on a cross-country rally, and a strong run from Vladimir Vasiliev made him the stage winner and put him back on top of the overall standings, gaining 25 minutes.
Но сегодняшний день прошел для нас достаточно неплохо. Правда, в начале спецучастка у нас отказала 6-я передача на коробка, и поэтому ехали только на до 5-й передачи.
On day 3, Evgeny Firsov broke into the top 5. On day 4, he cemented it. Previously, he was focused on the Russian race, which finished in Astrakhan. Now he could focus purely on the Silk Way. Second of the stage, but in 4th overall.
Вперед и вперед! Стратегия такая. Будем ехать быстро. Сегодня посмотрели, как едет Шлессер, очень быстро. Хотим научиться ездить так же быстро.
Dmitriev was well over 3 hours down coming into the day, but a shocking result saw the general director of Gazprom's subsidiary take 3rd on the stage in his modified BMW X6. It's rare we get a real chance to hear about the minute-by-minute account of every driver's day. Generally, they are full of excitements and issues. The story of Mawish's day was a dodgy trip, and therefore many navigational errors. He dropped 13 minutes to Vasiliev, now lies 3rd in the overall standings. Jean-Louis Schlesser's day was not easy either. The Frenchman should have inherited the rally lead, but instead found himself stuck in some wind-blasted, hard sand, which broke a wheel. We lost 20 minutes getting out and fixing the problem, and therefore stays second overall. And just 20 seconds now. Remember Marek Dabrowski? He's been enjoying his new experience in the car rather than on a bike, but he lost an hour yesterday with a water pump issue. The biggest thing for him, though, is to learn what it's like to be in a car rather than on two wheels.
It's a little bit scary. On the bike you see everything. You can wave to the people, no problem, if you used to ride on the news. In the car you are like in the tank. You don't see much, but after some time it's a lot of pressure. The cars now are so good, so well prepared, so you can feel sometimes even like on the bike with less visibility.
Having triumphed as a driver in 2013 Dakar Rally, Eduard Nikolaev has a new challenge on the Silk Way. The Kamaz 4326 has been much the same since Vladimir Shagin began his domination of the sport. It was due for an upgrade, and here it is.
На Шелковый 2013 мы приехали на новом двигателе, который испытываем, пробуем, и если будет все хорошо, готовим его к Дакару 2014 года.
Technically, it's a very different machine. With Roy and Lepre pushing the boundaries, Kamaz had to reply.
Ну, то есть здесь мы поставили кран, заменили и систему EBS, так она и называется, EBS, по-английски. Вот эти два узла нам позволили улучшить торможение. И еще также блок управления установлен сзади в хвосте рамы внутри лонжерона. Ну и также с автомобилем получилось поработать с весом немножечко. Мы сделали более легкую конструкцию вот этого каркаса. То есть упростили его. Сейчас к автомобилю можно подходить спокойно, обслуживать очень удобно. То есть для механиков мыть автомобиль. Вот. Ну и сейчас у нас одна общая дверь. И вы видите, что крыша и задняя стенка тоже мы повесили тряпку. Это все связано с облегчением. Да, мы на эту гонку тоже попробовали облегчить конструкцию. Но, к сожалению, она пока еще не так крепка, что каждый день мы ее дорабатываем, крепим, пока разрушается на трассе.
As you would expect from a new machine, it has not been without its problems on the rally so far, but Nikolaev is the last survivor of the rally. After all the Kamaz-related drama the day before, it was a nice and quiet day in the tracks. Darren Sadvalt took the consolidating his fifth standings. Ahead of him were the two Maz trucks, firstly of Ciara Yazbek. Seventh meant the Belarusian dropped from second overall to fourth. Teammate Andrei Vasilievsky beat Yazbek by 11 minutes to finish sixth overall. It was a pretty relaxed day in the big trucks, so difficult for the Maz team to make up any difference. Fifth of the day was Dmitry Sotnikov. Irat Mardiev had a quiet day with rally leading Kamaz. With well over an hour's advantage, the most important thing for him is not to strain the truck. Before dropping to 30. Edit Nikolaev is in a very different situation with a 118-hour penalty for his name. He can't be considered for a hot track standings. We're just making sure that Kamaz is bulletproof for Dakar. His role now. Same for Alex Lopez, learning how to drive his new, far more powerful attack truck. He also learning the setup, and today ran such hard suspension he in fact hated the stage, so drove quicker to get out of it.
is really difficult for us, but we are going step by step, and today we can say we have the first day the clear stage with any special delay, but we were starting on 39 position, and it was really difficult to pass some cars and trucks, but finally we made a silver podium position, which is not bad, and we continue step by step like this.
So Nikolaev third, Lopez second. The winner of the day was Anton Shivalov. The hour gap overall represents his problems on the first and third days, throwing Karganov out of the rally. But the ex-karting champion really is in a very good position to take victory if Mardiev has issues.
Сегодня был отличный спецучасток, и было все, и бездорожье, и песок, и скоростные участки. Ну, нам очень понравился сегодняшний день. Судя по результатам, не стояли, не блудили мы. Был отличный день для нас.
And for Edward Nikolaev, a traditional Kalmykia welcome. Day 5 was almost the reverse of stage 4. The terrain the same, they in fact will cross the tracks of yesterday's route, making navigation tricky and the challenge of the dunes at the present. It was before CP2 where Adam Małysz had his punt. The Pole had been third in the overall standings and running very fast, confidence high. But his truck dug into a jump and wrong. Thankfully without injury, Małysz's rally is over. Sixth over the stage was a man who's broken into the top 5 overall. Alexander Nikonenko is famous for taking on the Dakar in a Russian Neva machine in 1994. Now he's in that crossover and looking for a strong end. Overall, Marek Dabrowski is not that far behind Nikonenko and Lavier in a nice battle for 5th position. The Dassault Duke was still going. And in fact, Christian Lavier has had a strong second half of the week. Incredibly, he got back to within striking distance of 4th position. The battle for the rally lead, though, is between two men. And while there was an opportunity to be in pole, Evgeny Firsov needed to really push. He came into the day 25 minutes ahead of Lavier, but it was not enough to win the stage. Instead, he took second. But what about the battle for the lead? Vasiliev started first with a 19-second advantage over his nemesis Jean-Louis Slesser. It will be hard to lead out, and indeed at CP1, Vasiliev lost a minute advantage Sless. By the 200-kilometre mark, the pendulum had swung back to the Russian by 1 minute before going back to the Frenchman at CP2. 9 seconds was the gap in favour of Schlesser at CP3, meaning just a 10-second gap in the overall. It was so close. Then came the real dunes.
Но мы сегодня заблудились в конце спецучастка, немного заблудились, поэтому очень долго искали выход туда, куда попали, потом привязались уже за Шлиссером, за Фирсовым, и в итоге начали ускоряться и в одной яме очень сильно приземлились и сломали амортизатор себе.
The dunes might be smaller than, say, on a Dakar or indeed the neighbouring Kazakhstan. They're not mountains. The challenge still remains, especially for some of the less experienced at the back of the field. the truck category, the battle for second position was a focal point. With Mardiev now 1 hour up, Shivalov and Sotnikov were prime placed. But the 309 machine flew and then ground to a halt. It should have meant advantage to Sotnikov, but remember, he has all the spare parts for the Kamaz team, and so solidarity with these races shot through. Sotnikov helped Shivalov up to speed. They both lost an hour and a half. Martin van den Brink ran as high as fourth fastest, but eventually got lost, giving 3 hours away. One thing you can say about Siaro Vyazovic is that he and teammate Vasilievsky have been hugely consistent in the second part of the Silkway. Ardavicius, though, had a starring third of day 4. He's now driving a 5-year-old Tatra truck after his deal with Kamaz expired and carries a 162-hour penalty. Familiar names were back at the top of the timesheets. No problem for either Tom Kamaz. Pyrat Mardiev very much now has to fly the Kamaz flag, though, and make sure they win. Priority to develop a new truck, yes, but also make sure they take victory on their home run.
Мы будем также продолжать ехать в своем темпе. Сбрасываться мы не будем, так как для нас важен не только результат, но и важно получить хорошую тренировку и отработать внутри экипажа отлаженную работу и сохранить свой темп до конца гонки.
It was an interesting duel, though, not least for Edouard Nikolaev, who struggled to really fall in love with his new machine after so many issues. A problem-free run meant he beat his teammates by 3 minutes and 20 seconds to take the stage victory. The reason we're here is because of the big, stunning, giant trucks. But what happens if one of them is a puncture? Thankfully, Martin ten van Brink is here to show us.
Today we have a problem with the tire and we have to change, but this is very difficult, very heavy to change, and we will show you what kind of works that is.
Okay guys, are you ready? 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, no!
De motor maar los. Bestel. Dat hebben. And now we can change the tire. That's easy, but it is heavy.
How heavy is it?
It's more than 100 kilo. And you have to put it in the bag, but you cannot leave it in the desert. Is die andere lange hier ook?
Stage 6 heads back to Astrakhan Desert for some more fun in the sand. It'll be a 412-kilometre special, the last real test as the rally draws to a close. Once again, there was a major battle between the front two. Vasiliev had no choice. He had to push very hard to try and win some time on Jean-Louis Schlesser. They started 8 minutes apart, but already at CP1 they were together on track, providing us with some fantastic imagery. They stayed together all day, Schlesser knowing that he mirrored Vasiliev's every move. There would only be around an 8-minute gap between them, reducing the overall gap to 17 minutes going into the final day. That was manageable, and that's exactly what he did.
Il a fallu rouler sans faire de faute. Et voilà, c'est pour ça qu'il s'est mis devant nous et on l'a suivi. Bon, ça fait partie du jeu. Quand on arrive sur la fin, il ne faut pas prendre de risques.
Очень сложный день был. Я имею в виду сложный в том, что и длинная гонка была, и жесткая, очень жесткая. Ямы 2, тяжело, сотрясение мозга, наверное. Поэтому, не, а в целом, конечно, все хорошо. Все классно. Very good.
In the hot desert, the small pockets of water are meccas for camels. In the trucks, the disappointment of the day will be felt most by Ciaro Jazovic. He was 6 minutes faster than his teammates, but way off the pace of the leading two, who stole the runner-up spot convincingly from the Belarusian. Shivalov and Sotnikov were pushing each other hard. Their pace far stronger than anyone else's, including Eduard Nikolaev and the new Kamaz. Shivalov needed to pass Sotnikov and then head off into the distance to bring down the gap between them. But Sotnikov stayed close, and the gap between them at the end of the stage was just under 4 minutes, which meant, like the cars, they'd run together.
Ну, не знаю, пока мы все-таки команда, и посмотрим таблицу, что я еще пока не знаю, результат, сколько, ну, это будем решать уже с нашим Владимиром Чагиным. Командная тактика, посмотрим.
It was assumed that Irat Mardiev would have a picnic during the dunes after a huge 2-hour advantage. However, his stoppage at the start of the stage was far from jolly. The truck had a problem. The drive for the fuel injection pump has been wrecked, so we're trying to change it. Everything's okay though. We'll try to get the finishing line on time. We're changing it now. Some frantic work then, as he managed to fix the Kamaz and head back out of the stage. However, he lost further time throughout the rest of the day. And then he was hit with a 2-hour penalty for missing waypoint 44 by just 15 meters. Mardiev dropping 4 hours on the penultimate day, dropping to 4. The 314 Kamaz of Sergei Kupryanov is an important truck, not for its speed or its style, but instead because it's how it's fueled. Petrol company Gazprom have developed a special fuel, like gas, to show it's a viable alternative for petrol or diesel in these sort of competitions.
Потому что машина не потеряла в мощности, ниже температура охлаждающей жидкости, лучше подъем на низких оборотах, ну и значительная экономия по расходу топлива. То есть мы могли бы значительно реже заправляться, и мы заливаем меньше топлива в основной бак.
Safety is vital, and with the challenges of a cross-country rally comes the excessive vibrations, which in turn can cause leaks. Therefore, the car is checked.
Самое главное, что мы покажем, что даже в таких экстремальных условиях это оборудование может успешно использоваться, и оно безопасно. Поэтому ежедневно проводится осмотр, ежедневно проводится с использованием приборного контроля утечки, все нормально.
The final stage is a short one, just 87 kilometers in length, as a ceremonial end to a week's competition before the podium in the center of Astrakhan. Dmitry Sotnikov, the parts carrier for the Kamaz team, brought the youngest, most experienced member, Anton Shibovalov. The battle, which should have been for second, overnight became the battle for victory. The gap between them going into the stage was 3 minutes and 20 seconds. Sotnikov would go first, followed 2 minutes later by Shibovalov. At the end of the stage, first over the line was Shibovalov. And that meant he made up at least 2 minutes of his advantage. Could he make it 3.5 and take victory? The answer was no. Dmitry Sotnikov would win the Silkway Rally 2013.
Да, это очень серьезный результат для нас. Эту гонку мы не ожидали, что будем все-таки на подиуме, и все так получилось. Неожиданно сложились обстоятельства, потому что мы выполняли роль боевой технички, ассистенс, и помогали среди всей гонки нашим экипажам, и ситуация перевернулась в конце гонки, и мы вышли в лидирующие позиции. Это очень большой успех для нас.
Marek Dabrowski ended his rally in an amazing 4th position. A stunning result for his first time ever in a car. There was no way Vasiliev could catch Schlesser without problems. But the Frenchman's bespoke body is now so well developed, it's so reliable, there was never going to be a worry. Vasiliev managed to win this final stage, and Schlesser and Russian co-driver Konstantin Ziltov took the overall win in the Silkway.
C'est magnifique parce que ça prouve qu'on est encore là. J'ai gagné sur les courses de la Coupe du Monde. Je suis en tête de la Coupe du Monde. Donc là, ça donne d'autant plus de valeur au Silkway que je finisse premier. C'est parfait pour le Silkway.
So the final result then. Jean-Louis Schlesser beating Vladimir Vasiliev by 16 minutes and 33 seconds. Evgeny Firsov in 3rd position. Dabrowski 4 hours down in 4th, and Christian Lavier in 5th.
Площади были 9-ми на этапе, и замечательный
Sotnikov winning the trucks ahead of Shibalov by just 1 minute and 4 seconds. Vyazovic only half an hour down by the end, with Mardiev 1 hour and 21 back. Valtra picking up 5th position. So that's it for 2013 Silkway Rally. I hope you enjoyed our coverage, and we'll leave you with the best bits from the desert.